And hello, you absolute lovelies. Let's talk all about episode 6 of season 2 of Peacemaker, which is my favorite episode of the season. What an episode. It had everything. This is going to be a spoiler review for that episode. So if you haven't seen the episode, it features the big twist of the season, and it's quite the twist, and it was right in front of us the whole time. So please watch before you watch this review. Going to be diving into full spoilers. If you're new to this page, please hit that subscription bell. I cover movies, I cover TV, and I really love covering comic books. I read 50 to 70 comics a week, and then I break down my 9 favorite from that week, while also giving you all the news in the adaptations, whether it's movies or TV, etc., and previewing that week's comics, as well as non-comic book movie, TV, and reviews. So if you're into movies and TV in general, or especially if you're into comic books, hit that subscription bell, hit like while you're pressing buttons, and most of all, let's have a conversation in the comments below about episode 6 of Peacemaker. I am shook. It was so obvious. I love when a twist is obvious. We know it's spoilers. We know his dad is a Nazi. We should know that in a world where someone is in a position of power, it's likely to reflect the world. When the trio is a father and 2 sons that are Nazis, what a good twist. I didn't clock any of this idyllic Americana in that way. I clocked it. I talked about last week idealizing a time, idealizing the 50s, idealizing the 80s is what I thought they were doing. I didn't think they were red hat idealizing. Genius. So freaking good. I love the tension of the moment once you see someone drive by and then you think there's no way. I assumed it was going to be she took over her mom's mantle and Ida Barrow is now like in a leadership role and maybe she's a big villain. I did not think it was going to be that. And then when, Peacemaker's brother does the 180 in the truck, and then literally people screaming black and swarming her. What a moment. It makes total sense. It is absolutely, if someone is the top trio and they're the heroes of the area and they're policing, what is that going to look like? I'm actually ashamed I didn't catch it. Like the lack of anyone of color in that universe, man, very great work. The Sons of Liberty, which is going to go to the next twist. I'm going to talk about it in a second. It's all right there. It's all right there. What a good twist. I'm so happy. What a great commentary for people. Because Peacemaker is kind of a piece of crap, and you need this for people. You need people that are from remote places and that are raised certain ways to see the error in those ways. And sometimes that's the power of pop culture, is giving people the Trojan horse of ethics and morality in genre content and in pop culture. Racism has no place in any world, and it was seen as this dream world for only one type of people, and that type of person being a jack straight white guy and his family of straight white guys. I love that, because we only had the Chris Smith perspective of him having money and having affluence and his dad loving him and his brother being great, his blonde, person, like his girlfriend, like all of this stuff. And then, for anyone else, it's not a dream world, not an ideal world. I also love that they immediately, as soon as they see the helmets, acknowledge, I guess this isn't a dream world, because I had been theorizing, like, what if it's some sort of magic? They did the thing where they tricked you, they strongly implied it could be this, idealized world for him. The imagery of the swastika on the flag, what a crazy thing to have, like, man, what an episode of TV. All right, so let's talk about the rest of the episodes besides just the very ending and the well-done delivery of that. Safer outside than in here. Man, we also got a bunch of other great stuff. I thought this might be a fairly vigilante-heavy episode. I was right in that to a point. We finally got Vigilante in costume. We also have Vigilante meeting other Vigilante. I love that everything's the same for him. Like, his dad's not gay in that universe, which was a funny bit, but also, like, his key's working, his mom, like, everything's the same. And they're literally like, and you're waiting for the shoe to drop of what's going to be different. With his character being so comedic, I thought it might be something innocuous. I thought it might be an animal fact being different in that world, because they've done so many animal things. They did a bunch of misleads, making me think it was going to be something small and trivial. I love that in the universe that we're in, Chris's brother's still alive, so he's more likely to go down that path of being a piece of shit. And in that universe, Adrian, Vigilante, hates Peacemaker. And I think that is so interesting because now I'm wondering, are the Sons of Liberty people that don't want a racist world? Are they people that want a just world? Is that something that Vigilante's fighting for and thus hates Peacemaker? What a swing. This is the effective version of like Hail Hydra with Cap. This is like Hydra Cap in a real way. And what an effective thing to do. I'm so glad that Peacemaker's dead. I'm so glad we got this twist. I'm so excited for next week. In this episode, we also got things escalating with Frank Grillo's Rick Flag Sr. And the biggest thing of all, as far as showing a cohesive universe, Lex Luthor. The fact that the twist is so big and so well done and so yearning for more Vigilante that it took me to this point in the video to bring up Lex Luthor. What a good show that it doesn't need the cameos to make it work. It needs a supporting character set and it needs a universe build. Like that could have been the biggest moment, but because this universe feels like it's lived in, because things are growing, I love that my brain didn't see that as the big moment. The big moment was the twist, the big moment, and what a great narrative for the story to let the episode where you've got the big universe sharing cameo, one of the biggest actors in your shared universe, being in the twist episode, so it feels huge in so many ways. Great performance by Nicholas Hoult. Great to see Lex Luthor in a show. Great to see the shared universe not doing the thing where we don't really see the people from the movies come into the show because that doesn't feel cohesive. It doesn't feel shared. It took far too long for things to feel like they were as important between movies and TV zigzagging, in my opinion, in the MCU, and then they kind of undermine themselves, like not having Doctor Strange from Multiverse of Madness be the one from What If, not having certain characters pay off as directly. Thunderbolts did a great job, but it took a long time. WandaVision did a great job bringing, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Bettany onto TV, but it never felt like it wound back into the movies. So this hopefully is a more like a quilt of just using the mediums. This medium is good for this more dramatic, sit down, lots of conversations in rooms with individual action set pieces like a comic, very serialized. But that's great to have Belle Reve mentioned and Bloodhaven and all these things. But then to have Lex Luthor involved, tying it into Superman, tying in the technology, tying in this genius man, leveraging a genius for government flexibility, and even saying like, yeah, now we're teaming up with Lex Luthor. Love that use of moment. I wasn't expecting, I'm not gonna lie. I thought it might be a new DCU character. As in like we get to meet someone else important in the world of the DCU, and that would be like I got a guy in Belle Reve. It being Lex, I probably should have seen, but I loved the back of clothing shots. You don't see who it is, and he sits down, bald head. We got Lex Luthor. Loved it. Great to see Nicholas Hoult here, and love that he's doing this for the show to grow the universe. And I hope we see so much more of that in this shared universe, because I know we're even getting voice acting in video games, and obviously we saw in Creature Commandos, Rick Flag Sr. All of that. We heard about the backbreaking. We've actually addressed Creature Commando stuff. We got all this going on in this episode. And I love that we're starting to see that thing where we're going to have the voice actors and the live action actors, the TV actors, movie actors, all of it is one shared thing that is so much fun. Obviously, other than the Elseworlds, like, the things we're hearing about Clayface and the other world that's being built, so we can have the flexibility like the comic books. All very exciting. I really dug this episode. My favorite episode to date. Harcourt is awesome. I love seeing the dichotomy of her, always wearing a dress, bright and colorful, versus the one we're used to. Somehow I never even said Harcourt out loud in the way that I heard hardcore like an idiot. I loved that they just spelled that out for dummies like me. It was right in front of me the whole time. Really great episode. I love the emotional scene between the two of them in that boardroom at Argus. The truth coming out and like the emotional rawness. John Cena is so good this season. Like, he's such a good actor. I hope he gets the credit he deserves from this season. He's incredible. Like, he's built like a drawing, which is fun for superhero stuff, but he's actually a great actor. It's like Frank Grillo. Like, Frank Grillo looks like someone drew a badass, and he's actually a good actor. Like, really effective casting, really great stuff all around. Really love the one-on-one scenes. I really love everything they're building to with him leading Argus. Grillo, love everything building to with the conflict of what, Peacemaker's going through and the passion. Now we've got 2 episodes left, and we're in a Nazi America. What an episode of television. Man, I'm so impressed. Cannot wait for next week. Cannot wait to see more. James Gunn, you did it again. This season was full of highs and lows for me. Way more highs than lows, but there were times I was like, okay, I navigating this, and you know, I'm enjoying it, but like not the like whoa of the novelty of Peacemaker season 1. That's something new, so it's always going to feel more special when you have the first of something. This episode cements season 2 as like just as astronomically good. You know, we did a lot with Creature Commandos to really make sure certain people know how we feel about them, and now this season of Peacemaker, I think, is doing the same. GI Robot, you belong here. Thank you so much for this quality television. Yeah, really dug it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Had you seen that twist coming? Man, me talking about like Chris's dream world, it's so tinged and experienced now, because I kept thinking that might be his dream world, and looking at his personal biases, how he was raised by his father, how he'd see things with his brother, how he'd see things if not for the arc he's gone on. It's such an effective use of multiverse. It's like the true villain arc of like Loki realizing the error in his ways and then being a good person. That Chris wouldn't have realized the error in his ways, and that's the world that could have come out of it. Seeing this Peacemaker grow also explains his clothing. It also explains like the why people think he's a dick, because he is in that universe. Just really great work, great writing, great twist on us, great way to look at your own personal biases, great way to look at things you might not notice, and that blind spotting of not noticing stuff. The fact that I didn't notice a lack of people in color in any scene, something I gotta look at. The fact that I didn't see Chris's ideal world as possibly this, something to look at with the character, and what a great way to show his growth from what he was in the Suicide Squad to what he is in Peacemaker now. What good writing. Great stuff. Really dug it. That is going to do it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the twist, what you thought of the vigilante scene, what you thought of the Lex Luthor scene. Lots of stuff in this episode to talk about. Please, let's talk about it in the comments below. Please also like this video, and if you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscription bell. We'll be back next week for episode 7. We'll be back this week with lots more comic stuff moving and grooving. I will see you then. Thanks all. Bye.